All right. It's been a long time since we've been together.
We're back in the house.
And we're back in the house with one of our favorite guests, of course, Miss Kristel Bechara. How's it going, Kristel?
I'm great. I'm happy to have you here at the studio and great to be back. It's been long, yeah.
This is the Crypto Sheikhs. This is the leading podcast in Dubai and the UAE where you, regardless of your skill level, will learn everything from cryptocurrencies to blockchain technologies.
The last time we sat down together, I think, was 6 or 7 months ago. It was quite some time ago. A lot has happened. A lot has changed. Today, actually, we're not going to be talking about crypto generally, but we're actually going to be talking about a really cool project that we've all decided to co-found together, right? It's the story of Arts DAO, right? Many people who are listening in may have heard of Arts DAO. Maybe they want to know, what is Arts DAO, right? And how did it come to be? And actually, what's interesting is that it all kind of started in this room, right?
Because full circle.
Come full circle here. So why don't we get started here? So about 6-7 months ago, I think we started getting into the NFT space, right? Kristel, you've always been in the NFT space for quite some time. The audience, you know, they've heard of your podcast before with us. You're an acclaimed, award-winning artist out here. Maybe give a little bit, maybe say a little bit about you and what you've been up to the past 6 months, you know, the work you do, just in case we have some new audience.
So I'm a visual artist. I've been working as a full-time artist for years now. I've been creating digital art and traditional paintings using the same style, obviously. And then a year ago, even it's not a year ago anymore, it's been a year and a half almost, or not? early 2021 when the NFTs, I got introduced to the NFTs, and I saw how it was a necessity for me. It was something I needed it, and I used to print my digital art before. Now with the NFTs, I'm proud to say I'm a digital artist. I don't have to hide behind my paintings. I can sell my digital art, and they can be owned by just purely because they are digital art. I don't have to print them. So it's been an amazing experience. Time is flying. Actually, I've been saying it's been a year. It's been more than a year now. That I started with this journey into the NFT space.
Your works actually received a lot of acclaim, even more so. So even just last week, you know, or the past few weeks, you've been on Step. We've had the blockchain world in Abu Dhabi. It's been an incredible journey. But I want to go all the way back now. So Arts DAO, I'm going to start with a little bit about how it started for me, and then Danosh, and how we came into this position. So back in about August, I had this experience where I was buying work on Foundation. I wanted to buy one of my first. I had bought an NFT before back in 2020, but it wasn't an actual art piece. It was like an ENS name. But I wanted to buy my first piece, so I went on Foundation because I was interested in the one of ones. And I found this piece, and I made a bid, right? And what happened was somebody bid on top of me, and I was like, what the hell? Who's this guy, right? So I bid on top of him, and then he bid on top of me, and it became a huge it blew up on Twitter. And in the end, it got to a price where I was like, I can't justify the expense for this. So I folded, and the guy took it. I looked up this guy, he had a Bored Ape, and his name was Raheem.
I remember this. I remember when you were saying, I had this bidding war with this guy, and, he outbid me. Who is this guy? I got to meet him up, and he's in Dubai.
Yeah, he's in Dubai. So I shot him a message, and I met him in the Mall of Emirates. Now, that was, for me, the first time where I experienced meeting someone in real life in the NFT space who had bought NFTs. And it was an exponentially incredible experience to talk about it, because I felt like nobody else at the time was in the NFT space. So after that meeting, what happened was we sort of were like, do we know anybody else in the NFT space, right? Now, I want to go to you, Kristel, because your story is pretty interesting in how this all came about. Maybe you can tell me a little bit about, a random person reached out to you on Twitter.
Yeah.
Right?
Actually, the NFT penguin. So from his name, he was always popping out because he was retweeting my work. He was messaging, texting, commenting. So the name is NFT penguin. It was funny. And then.
But you didn't know what he looked like. It was just an avatar.
He was using his avatar, and. Actually, I had a lot of interest in the NFT space, especially from my collectors or even people who are interested in investing in digital art. So I've had a lot of calls from people, meeting up with people, but he was different. He was like, he texted me, he's saying, I would love to, if we can have a meetup or something. I suggested that he is welcome to pass by the studio at any time, or we can do an evening here.
I love how you've never seen his face. You don't know who he is. Yes. He's some random person in Dubai with a pudgy penguin avatar.
Could have been a serial killer.
and exactly. But we're in Dubai, we're safe. But then I mentioned that we can have an evening at the studio because we do art nights sometimes at my studio, and I have people and friends bringing their own friends. So it's new, it's the NFT space. He's interested in the NFT. He's like, I know some people, maybe I can ask them to come. I said, why not? I will invite some other people. He asked me, we had a podcast coming up with Crypto Sheikhs, with you guys. And he said, do you know I asked him if he knows you. He's like, no, but I would like to meet them in person. Maybe he texted you or something before. And I said, yes, I will invite them as well. And this is how we came on.
That's how it started.
This is how it started. So what's incredible is from that experience, Kristel reached out to me and said, do you know this NFT penguin guy? And I'm like, he follows us. And he actually messaged me when we were really small, when we didn't have many followers. He said, I remember posting something when we reached like 1,000 followers or 2,000. He said, soon 100K. and I love that.
Oh, was that
that was him. So the NFT penguin turned out to be Zayan, right?
Who is now our community manager.
Yeah, who's now the community manager of Arts DAO. But anyway, it happened. He brought us all here together. And so that day, how many were we?
We were like 10
to 14, yeah. But
So it was the three of us. I think your sister, Zayan, had a couple of friends. I don't know who else was there.
There we had some people in the NFT space as well.
This was the first NFT meetup that we had done, right?
Yeah, there was a few people.
Now, it was an incredible experience. Now, all of us, we sort of maybe looked at that and thought, wow, we're a bit weird. 14 people talking NFTs.
It was a little bit awkward.
But then I was happy when I saw the people who came, because I didn't know what to expect. I was really glad from this. It was a small gathering, 14 people, but they are like, I liked all of the.
It was a good vibe.
It was good vibes.
It was really nice, easy.
So we left that meeting and we were wondering, okay, what happened? Can we do this again, right? We said this was cool, maybe we do it again, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is where it got really interesting, right? Because when we came back for the next one, and Kristel, again, you were very, I'm very grateful that you hosted the second meetup in this very room. We came with like 30 people.
Exactly.
It doubled in a month, right? All of a sudden, there was...
With 2x the community.
All of a sudden, there were all these people, and it was very interesting because I think we posted on our stories that this had happened. We then... I guess we all reached out to friends in our circles. It was like a Cambrian explosion. And
I remember we were really proud that we had started a small NFT
community of 30 people. But
they were like
hardcore NFT.
Yes, these were big collectors.
I didn't know what to expect, but then I had like really people that I trust. They came and they were like, "Wow, you managed to have all these people here."
Yeah.
So, apparently,
The thing is, nobody was talking about NFTs at the time. There was some people talking about NFTs. Very in a margin, but nobody really thought about it. It was still very much a low-key, kind of weird kind of thing.
We were a small, marginalized subgroup of,
the crypto
society.
space. Yeah. So that was interesting. Now, I want to tell you a little story about what happened there. Like, Danosh, I just want to share this for the benefit of the audience. Danosh, when we had all these people, Danosh has this really good hosting kind of mentality.
It's my Persian sense.
It's a Persian sense, right? And we wanted to order food for everybody. Now, what ended up happening was you ordered enough food for like 200 people, as if there was an army here or something. It was 30 people. Do you remember what came? Maybe
Yeah.
Kristel, you
Well,
could
my
jog our memory.
My mom taught me to never leave anyone hungry. So
This is also the same thing happens like with our traditions as well. But then the hummus, I think you like hummus.
I think the hummus was the
think-
overkill.
So guys, we had 7 cases of hummus.
These
we
are
had like
trays.
7 delivery guys.
There were 7 delivery guys that came. There was a huge bag of bread. It was massive.
Yeah, the
2
bread.
big bags of bread. Remember that?
And this is very generous, actually. They send a lot of bread and big portions.
But the bread was in like a huge bag. I've never seen bread like that. It was a ball.
Shout out to Operation Falafel.
Yeah,
Operation
this
Falafel.
is the Beneath food.
Oh my goodness. So I'd never forget that. This where did this go, right? After that event, I think it was a critical moment because at that point we realized, you know what? I think this community has legs. We set up a WhatsApp group. A lot more messaging started happening. People wanted to meet up. And so we decided to say, look, guys, we're going to host meetups every month for you guys. Just a little thing, right? So the next time we had this, though, things got really serious, right? This is when we had almost 100 people, right? I mean, our community now is almost 300 and could be pushing into the 400 level. Actually,
And we were oversubscribed to the 100.
yes. So what happened in the next one is that this is when the emergence of Arts DAO really came into being, right? Arts DAO emerged when we decided to become an organization, a company that hosts the coolest and most premium exclusive events for this niche community here in Dubai. And we had this really cool event at the Arts Club, a private members club in DIFC, where we had almost 100 people there, right? At this point, our community had really grown. We had invited whales, certain sheikhs had also attended. It was mind-blowing for me to see how much the crypto NFT space was sort of adopted by the wider population. I mean, Kristel, maybe you can tell me a little bit about your experience when you were there.
Yes, actually, you feel that the people want to get together. They want to meet in real life, not just like stuck on our screens. So you feel that the people they can't wait for this meetup. They always ask for meetups, and this is why now we have like more frequent, smaller group meetups because people want to meet in real life and talk and see each other and get to know each other. So that event was really great. It was
What was cool is we had that event sponsored, right?
Yes.
A member of the community decided to sponsor that event for us, and the way he did it was he sponsored it by giving whitelists, i.e. sort of guest passes into his NFT project for the benefit of those who attended, right? And we realized that, you know what, Arts DAO can become something that brings, the community together, but also facilitates alpha, i.e. great projects that could bring high returns to the membership. And that's exactly what we've done, right? Since that time, this group has become something even more incredible. We have since had multiple alpha opportunities, people sharing proof, collective, this project, that project.
Yeah, I mean, if you miss out one day in the group, like there's like thousands of messages in just in the WhatsApp channel, and now the WhatsApp channel is pretty much full. So we've transitioned to Discord. And it's been an amazing journey because we never expected this. And I think the interesting part is there's a lot of communities trying to pop up here and there, and I feel that a lot of them, have the idea that it's almost like a cash grab in my mind. We never had that,
mentality.
We didn't even think about it when we started the community.
No.
And I think that's one of the reasons why the community just flourished
And rallied around
yes.
this community, exactly.
Yeah.
So now actually, let's talk a little bit about what we are creating together, right? So Arts DAO is a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. That is effectively, in my view, the future of organizations going forward, because it's effectively, imagine a Reddit community or a forum with a shared bank account. That's a DAO, right? In a way, the way it works is members of a DAO, so you, the three of us, if we own tokens representing our ownership in the DAO, we effectively can help direct the direction of that DAO, like shareholders.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we can also vote on proposals, right? So because this community has grown, we've decided to kind of convert this community into a DAO for the benefit of members. And it's going to become a very specific kind of DAO. It's going to become a kind of investment DAO, right? And maybe, Danish, you can tell me why you think we've decided to do this.
So, I mean, the reason was we wanted to give back something to the community, and we believe that everyone in the community was there, either to create art or to invest in art. And people are interested in moving this space forward, in investing in it, trying to get good returns. And this is such a fast-moving space, and the opportunities are endless. So we decided, why not bring together all the resources, create a DAO that is an investment DAO. It's almost, I would describe it like, imagine you have a private members club membership.
Yes.
And so that's the events, that's the community that we have. And then the membership that you own, imagine your payment for the membership, imagine that club reinvest that money for you. So that's essentially what we've done. We've taken that money and we're going to reinvest it in different types of NFT projects.
Yeah.
And we believe that we're going to be able to do it very successfully because we have that expertise and know-how within our community.
So just a little bit more on that. So there's several different kind of pain points we're trying to address here, right? The NFT market has really blossomed at a crazy amount. I think when we started, there was only about 200,000 wallets or less. Now there's more than 1 million wallets, I think, since I've seen on OpenSea. So what that has also brought is more scams. It's difficult to know which projects to mint. And people are suffering from wide-scale deprivation. That's what we've gathered from our members, right? And so what we decided to do is this DAO is going to become like an investment fund that researches the right projects, buys into those blue chips, so, the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the Punks, the CloneX. These are all very expensive projects. And one person can't maybe buy into it themselves, but what the DAO can offer is fractionalized interest into this portfolio of projects. So we become kind of like an index fund for the NFT space for the benefit of our members, right?
Exactly.
Something novel and not something I think we've seen on the market.
The only type of DAOs, investment DAOs we've seen, they've been investing into the blue chips like the Bored Apes, the Punks, but there's no one that has been investing in a balanced portfolio of high return trades, seed stage startups, launch pads, etc. So that's where I see where we will make a huge difference, and our community is so strong.
Yes.
So I really don't see how this could go wrong.
So now, back to Kristel. What's interesting is we're doing this a bit differently, right? Yeah. How are we, Kristel, maybe you can tell us, how are we creating the token that people will get sort of entrance sort of into this DAO?
Yes, they will get actually an artwork as a token. It's not a token. It's like what I've done. It's actually a very special project for me because it's something new. This is how I'm experimenting with this new technology. So I've been doing unique editions, limited editions, but now I'm able to create generative art, and these are like they will be unique because they will be minted automatically on the day of the mint. So you will get randomly a unique artwork from a selective of traits that I created. So you're gonna have we can get many combinations from a set of traits. And what I've done is I didn't go, we're not doing an avatar project or something. It's going to be a unique
fine art.
It's my artworks, the same style that I've been working on. It's going to be generated automatically using this algorithm. Yeah.
So this is really unique. I mean, we've seen generative art being done across the board with all these different avatar
Like
projects.
the punks and the Bored Apes.
The Bored Apes were the most famous ones, but then after that, there's been thousands of these projects.
Yes.
But in the fine art space, we haven't really seen that. So what you're doing is quite unique, and I've seen.
She's taking collectibles as a concept
Yeah.
and fine art and bridging them together.
And that's really cool because then you have different rarities, you have different properties. So can you tell us about the art in
art
itself?
itself.
Yeah.
And also the name.
The name. So
And how we came to the name as well,
Yeah.
which is also interesting.
yes, and how we came to the name, you're gonna help me with that. But then the name of the project is the Ethernal Gates. And when we brainstormed about the concept and why we're doing this project, whenever we're talking, I'm always imagining doors. It's something that opens. Yes, it's opening to a new community, to a new space, to this exclusive membership or to this NFT space. And what I've done is I looked into doorways, doors, gates, and I chose 9 different gates that I drew in my style, full of patterns and colors. Some of them are from my creation, but they refer to a certain gate. And these gates are our entryway to
The DAO.
another space.
The DAO,
which
the
is
metaverse.
The
Yes.
metaverse. It's a surreal. I'm using surreal backgrounds with sceneries. And I'm using some props, black and white props, in my own signature style, obviously. And these
you
are
have some-
from the crypto space and the terminology that I use in my Beauty and DeFi series.
And you have some rare props as well.
We do, of
Yeah.
course. We're not gonna say everything now. We're gonna keep some. So the rare ones are really nice and pretty unique. So I can't wait to see. It's like it's a fun project. It's a surprise. Like each of us, which combination you will get. So we have these 9 gates. We have these different backgrounds, different sceneries, and these props that coming down from the sky, from the space.
So
And
how many combinations or how many NFTs are we issuing?
we are issuing now at 2,000 for the.
So it's quite exclusive, right?
It's quite
It's different from the other ones,
We're
which are
not launching
10,000,
10,000.
8,000. This is 2,000. So it's going to be a very small
Yes.
kind of exclusive group that we want to keep it here. But we're not stopping at 2,000. We're just starting with 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
We may move that forward, grow that forward going forward,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So in terms of the name, the way we
Ethernal
came up with the name was pretty cool. So we decided that we're gonna crowdsource the name from within our community.
Yes.
So we came up with 6 different suggestions, and the name Ethernal Gates. So actually, it was one of our interns that came up with the name, Matthias.
Ethernal.
So we had Eternal Gates on the thing, and he said, "Why not call it Ethernal?" So ETH obviously stands for Ethereum. And then we actually Googled Ethernal to see if it means anything. And he said, and someone on Google had come up with the description that it's a group of like-minded people that are meeting together for a common cause or purpose, which was exactly what we're doing. So it was
Brilliant.
almost like it was meant to be.
That's incredible. Yeah. I love the name Ethernal Gates. It's a play on words with Ethereum and eternal.
And ethereal and
There's a lot of, it conjures a lot of things
Yeah.
in your mind. And so, yeah. So it's beautiful what we're doing. So we're going to be doing this drop in the next month. The date is likely going to be the end of March.
To be announced.
What's important about this is that there's several utilities to this NFT, which we should just go through. Now, the first one is obviously very simple. You get a beautiful art piece, Kristel Bechara's art piece, and let's not forget that her pieces don't sell for cheap. They're particularly very valuable pieces. I mean, if I just reference one of her most famous collectors, Mr. UAE NFT, who's very famous here in the Middle East, he holds the Satoshi Nakamoto piece, one of her earlier pieces on Foundation. And if I recall correctly, he's listing that at a price of 50 ETH right now. We actually know him, and we tried to negotiate the price downwards, but he wasn't willing to do so.
He's not moving.
So we're going to be releasing these NFTs, though, however, at a mint price of 0.49 ETH, which we believe to be fair in reflecting the value of what we're going to be offering, right?
And that's for the whitelisted audience.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, though, we should also actually just break that down a little bit. It's 0.49 ETH, but 80% of that 0.49 goes into a fund.
It's reinvested.
So meaning, really, the real price is 0.1, with 0.39 going into a fund, which is actually quite reasonable. Because that 0.39, you're not losing that money. It's going into a fund which we're going to manage. And as we grow the portfolio, right, we're going to airdrop the profits back to members who hold the NFT. The way it's going to work as well is we've from our community, which includes a number of substantially incredible people. We've got sheikhs, we've got CEOs, we've got even the CTO of Artifact, who's now also the CTO of Nike. These people are going to sit on a sort of Jedi council, right? Who will direct the DAO's investment direction. Because this is DAO, we're going to have decentralized voting by members, but it'll be sort of delegated to the Jedi Council. And we will elect amongst the council members what projects to buy into, what portfolio positions to take, and also when to take profits, right? When those profits are taken, we will airdrop proportional amounts to holders. I think that's pretty unique. I don't know any project on the market doing something like that right now.
I haven't seen it.
And it's something that people need. Like for example, I would never, I don't have the time or the energy to just go through and search for projects which are the best project to invest in, or just if I want to invest in these NFTs. And this is where the team will do the work for me. If you're investing in this, you have a team that does this for you.
But also, you get to fractionally own projects that you otherwise would have struggled. Like, imagine being able to fractionally own a Picasso, right? In this case, what we're doing is we're giving you the opportunity to fractionally own a Punk or a Bored Ape.
Depending on what the DAO Jedi Council
decides to do, right? So we're going to have a proportion of the portfolio to dedicate to what's called the blue chip NFTs, which are those high value, famous branded NFTs that have continued to move upwards. But we'll also have a proportion to trading on a daily to kind of build value quickly. And then some seed levels. Now, this is where we're sort of like a Sequoia Capital, a venture capital firm, because within our community, what's beautiful is that there are many projects blossoming. There are many artists, right? Our community includes artists, includes collectors, investors, and entrepreneurs. All kinds of different people who are building, also, and developers. So within this community, there are loads of people looking to launch projects that we, the DAO, can back. And when they blossom into, let's say, the next Instagram of Web3, we can, of course, bring that value back to members.
Absolutely. So, you guys can, I think, expect the drop to happen end of March. If you want to know more about it, you should check out our Instagram page, Arts DAO. You should check out Kristel's page, Kristel Bechara. And you should follow us on Twitter as well. It's Arts DAO, Arts_DAO on Twitter.
You can also just visit our website, which is artsdao.io. There's a lot of information there now already. You'll also see that it's a team that's doxed, i.e., my face is there, Danosh's face is there, so is Kristel, and also other members of our team.
So this is an interesting concept, because in a lot of projects in the NFT space, people are anonymous. And what happens many times is that they could potentially run off with your money, and you have no idea who did it. So we are in the public's eye. And we do not intend to run anywhere.
Also, you'll see the NFT Penguin, who is now Zion. He's on the team. We have a beautiful team. We've built this team. What I love about this team is we built it from the community. Right? Everybody who actually is on the team is one of the OG members who came to Kristel Bechara's studio on, I think, the second meetup, right?
Absolutely.
So other utilities, we haven't finished, right? So the first utility is obviously the investment fund. The first utility is the artwork. You're getting a beautiful art piece, right? That is, in my view, seriously undervalued and limited in supply, right? The second one is obviously the fund, which is a very important utility. The third one is attendance to our events. So we're not just an investment DAO, we're also a social DAO, right? And I'm not going to lie, our events are pretty damn cool.
I think they are probably the best NFT crypto events in the whole world.
Honestly.
Not just Dubai, like literally in the whole world, because I honestly don't think anyone can compete with us.
We've had a yacht party with 100 people on it. It was incredible. We had the arts club party.
We had Gary V. We
hosted Gary V, all three of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, how many people can claim that, you know?
And the next event is in a very, very high-end place in Business Bay in just a few weeks' time. So yeah, we are kicking ass with these events.
100%. So there's that. Now, let's not also forget that membership of this community, it's not just about the events, it's also connecting with the right people, right? Just being in this community, I've made like 15 to 20x.
I've never made so many good, I never had so many good contacts by being part of it.
Kristel, maybe you have a couple words on this.
Definitely, like the access we get and we got from this community, I would never thought that I would meet this diverse people from different backgrounds. They are not people that is easy to get to.
Exactly.
So the connections are amazing.
And as an artist, you're able to expose your work to so many more people, right?
Sure.
And so for other aspiring artists, you know, being part of this community is, I think without a doubt, a huge value add.
100%.
I also want to talk about the last utility, which is kind of also equally interesting, is that every member who owns one of our NFTs gets, in a lottery sort of system every month, a physical print of one of Kristel's work,
There.
right?
That's super cool. So
They get their NFTs printed on acrylic sheet, transparent acrylic sheet, and they can hang it. We can have their wallet address on it as well. Yeah.
So far, I think we've talked a lot about the utilities of what we're launching. It's a pretty interesting project. It's got various utilities, and it's pretty unique. Now, I want to just draw on one last thing before we close off, and that's sort of how important this community really is in one's very, very kind of great example. Let's talk about one member of our community who, if you recall, faced some difficulties, right? And what happened? Maybe, Danosh, you can tell us a little bit about how we as a community helped put this guy back on his feet.
So one of the guys in our community, he was facing some serious issues. During the pandemic, his parents got sick. He lost his job. He was helping them out financially in order to pay for the hospital bills. And, because he was incurring these debts, he was, facing deportation, possibly even jail. And it's just amazing how the community got together. Everyone just gathered around this cause. He dropped so he's actually a very talented artist. So what we did was we suggested, why don't you drop these art pieces which you've created, and the community can buy it to support you.
They're called the Degen Gods.
The Degen Gods. It's on OpenSea as well.
Yeah, so he dropped about 50 of these Degen Gods, and the community came in there, bought it up, and raised almost $12,000 to $15,000 for him.
Something like that.
Which is, in my view, we did that in like 2 days.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. The guy was really moved by this, and it really helped to change,
his life
situation. Yeah.
We've also since actually gone on to kind of help him out from an Arts DAO perspective, because we've put him in place now with another company building within the Arts DAO community, and he's now got a job.
Yeah.
So this community is something unique.
It is.
It rallies around people. It gets people jobs. So I think without a doubt, all I'm going to say is you want to be part of this community.
100%. And this community is not reserved just for Dubai. So obviously, if you hold the token and you come from outside, you're always welcome to join. But we also have globalization plans, in the sense that we are going to plan to expand to a few other countries.
Saudi, most likely, and then Qatar, and then London as well. down the line.
Yeah. So and who knows, maybe even the US down the line. So guys, you want to be part of this journey and you want to see what's happening. Even if you can't attend the events, you should definitely hold a token if you want to get like very good exposure to the NFT space.
Yes, 100%. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I want to thank you guys for this discussion. I want to thank you guys for coming together to help us build Arts DAO. I think Arts DAO is going to the moon.
Yeah. It's been amazing, an amazing experience. And I can't wait to share more and just drop the project soon.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And you'll see us at the next episode of the Crypto Sheikhs Podcast.